they didn't think we would make it to the big 1A, episode 18 of the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast, presented by ClutchPoints. My name is John.
My name is Dante.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We got another one. Thank you, everyone. The reception of last week, the little 2-hour pod.
Yeah,
the tiny 2-hour pod.
We were on the fence with how that was going to be received, whether people are actually going to like it, stick around the whole episode, or people were going to think it was too long. But people loved it. And what we did, too, at the end of the episode, we put a little
secret message to say. So, stay tuned to the end. There'll be a little secret something, so we know you made it to the end. But more importantly than that, Dante, how are you this Thursday morning? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Up.
Happy 316 Day.
Yes.
Happy 316
Yes.
Day. So everyone that celebrates, it should be a national holiday.
I saw you posted on your story the old Lumberland clip with the beer basher.
With the Arizona iced tea.
Oh, that's what it was.
Dude, I was so sticky after that. I was so sticky after that.
I think I was not there that day. Because I remember seeing that the day after, and I was like, I wasn't there. I was sick or something.
Either you weren't there, or we did it at the end of the day.
Oh, maybe.
We may have done it at the end of the day.
Maybe.
Either way. Yeah, it was that was something. So happy 316 Day. I'm doing good. I'm not as tired as I was last week. Last week I was fresh
8 hours
off
this
of a
week?
flight. I didn't have to fly this week. Light hours this week. I had a bachelor party this past weekend, but that wasn't anything too strenuous. But overall, solid week. I went out trivia last night with my girlfriend and her roommates. Dude, haven't gone to trivia in years.
Yeah, trivia is fun.
And all that it reminded me of is that there are some try-hards that go out to trivia, dude.
You don't say. It's two people that run a trivia wrestling channel.
But listen, to compete for a $20 gift card, these people are trash talking. There was one question, it was about
everyone cheats at that shit.
So
too.
it's an honor code. So
everyone
there
cheats.
was one question. I'm not gonna get into it. There was one question that yeah, how do you one of those it was what was the last Disney movie that came out that isn't animated? So not a Pixar 3D.
Holy shit.
Right?
I mean, but everything is owned by Disney, so I don't fucking know. I don't know.
It was Winnie the Pooh in 2011.
Was there a live action
it's
one?
Just no, it's stencil drawn, kind of pencil drawn, not an animated 3D type of thing. So confusing. Technicality. So everyone, we put Princess and the Frog. A lot of people
but that's animated. Oh, no, it's not.
So
they had
we were we were going to do that Tangled.
Yeah.
We picked the lesser of two evils. And the woman goes, it seems like everyone picked Princess and the Frog. And everyone's like, yeah. And she goes, well, the answer is Winnie the Pooh. And that one table's like, fuck yeah, you guys thought it was Princess and the Frog, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? I was like, you? I was like, knowing Winnie the Pooh, you looked that up, bro. Come on, to get a $20 gift card to this place, get out of here. It was fun.
But you don't have to say it. Don't say it on air. But where was it? Closer to you or closer?
Yeah, it was closer.
Okay,
yeah, it was pretty close.
I guess every fucking bar has trivia.
There's so many places. There's a brewery 5 minutes from me that does it. But yeah, they do every Wednesday, so we're gonna make it a weekly thing. We came in third to last yesterday. We're gonna be third to first.
What'd you have for a team name?
Apocalypse Blueberries. So the reason because we had a rush to hand in the slips. So we need a name. Her roommate goes, pick a word. I go, I just finished The Last of Us, Apocalypse. and her roommate goes, blueberries. Okay,
there you go. Okay,
blueberries.
all right, I like that.
That's how you come up with it.
Interesting.
But yeah, solid night, John. How was your week?
Good, I think. I did a lot of stuff. The week kind of blends together at this point. I have to look up what I did. I feel like I did a lot.
You gotta take notes on what you did. Monday I did this. Tuesday I went out.
What did I do?
Grind.
Probably not. Yeah, all I did was so one day I woke up and I chose to grind. Mm-hmm. The next day I woke up and I chose to grind and get this money.
That's right. Yeah, as you should.
I guess I already talked about it. I went and saw a podcast but outside last week.
How was that? Was that fun?
It was fun. It was live pod. It's the first time I've ever been to a live podcast, but theirs is very interactive and stuff like that. So it's more of just a general comedy show.
Oh, nice. I've never been to that before. Something like that.
It was cool. And just kind of went out with friends. Went to some bars, celebrated a friend's birthday. Nice. Nothing crazy. Now we're here. I'm trying to it sounds stupid, but I'm trying to do fun stuff. At least once a week, whether it's Thursday or on a Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, we're going to bar trivia night, or on a Thursday I'm going a comedy show. I want to but I want to keep up doing stuff.
I'll tell you what, with the weather getting nicer and the sunset later on, definitely gives you more motivation to go out. 100%. I feel that.
with all of that said, speaking of fun stuff, why don't we talk some wrestling?
The real fun stuff,
baby.
The real fun stuff.
Big week. Oh, okay. I gotta
Mute
note
that.
all my those are all text messages I got like at 9 a.m. They're all coming in at once. Okay. Hall of Fame. Rey Mysterio. I'm wearing the shirt in his honor. Rey Mysterio, the first, what do they call it? First inductee?
Yeah,
first whatever.
Inductee, yeah.
I don't know if being announced first. If Batista's not going in this year, he's definitely like the face of the class.
So yeah, that's what at this point I'm thinking Batista isn't in the Hall of Fame because I think you could do the co-headline Mysterio and Batista. They go hand in hand.
It'd be cool.
It would be cool, but I feel like
they'd announce him at this point.
That's also what I think. Like if you're gonna announce the Hall of Fame is less than 3 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks away, so they really don't have much time. One, I would have thought they would have announced him by now, and two, I think once they announced Mysterio, I kind of started to believe that those two guys are good enough to be, the face of their class.
Right.
Not to say that they wouldn't be fine sharing at the spotlight, but I think both of them,
they both deserve the solo spotlight.
I agree.
And, yeah.
So it would have made sense for Batista to get inducted this year in Hollywood and everything like that. And he was supposed to get inducted in 2020, the pandemic year.
Right.
The pandemic messed everything up. So he's been due to get put in. Maybe he still does. He definitely still could. But regardless, Rey Mysterio.
They're announcing they're taking their sweet time announcing
the Great Muta they announced
right,
yesterday.
they did it on The Bump, which is apparently still a thing.
I guess
I don't even really know what that is.
It's just like a podcast, basically. It's a once a week live podcast.
I thought it was an app.
No.
I thought it was like, what the fuck?
It's a podcast. They have superstars on each week and do interviews and all that stuff. I don't watch it, but I always see clips on YouTube or Twitter whenever it goes on.
Weird.
But Ric Flair was on and announced Great Muta. Congratulations to the Great Muta.
Great Muta.
But they are taking their sweet time.
Respectfully, just because the time difference and he's my guy and whatever. Rey Mysterio, brother.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well deserved. I mean,
I was I forget where I was. I was out at a bar just getting some food and some drinks, catching up with some friends, and
I didn't want to text you. I waited for you to text me. I wanted to see your tweet reaction.
I think I was like, because I don't have Twitter on my phone, so
you still don't have it on your phone?
If I'm like going somewhere, I'll like re-download it, or if I'm like when I went to Raw, I like re-downloaded it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But for the most part, I keep it off my phone. But
you sent
what
me a
time
screenshot. Was it? 10 o'clock on the dot.
Oh, so I guess not as
even
late
all
as I
caps.
thought.
I'm so serious. I'm kind of drunk at a bar, teary-eyed.
I opened up my phone. I just opened up Instagram. Like when we were like. It was like a lull in the hangout. Just like casually open up my Instagram, and I saw it first thing there. Boom, inducted Rey Mysterio. Because that was during Friday Night SmackDown. I wasn't home to see it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I texted you that, and I downloaded Twitter at the bar so I could like tweet about it and blast it out, whatever. And,
that's so funny.
I was like genuinely, granted, because I had like. You get 2.5 Bud Lights in me. Don't even get me started. But with that or not, I was like genuinely like emotional. I was like proud.
Yeah,
like, I had a sense of like I was very, very proud to see like my fucking guy Rey Mysterio, well deserved, and still as an active. I don't know if he's the first active wrestler. Probably not.
So
to get inducted, but
Shawn Michaels was inducted the night before. Actually, no. Ric Flair was inducted the night before his match with Shawn Michaels. That may have been the only one. Yeah, there's not.
Either way,
Edge technically is, but he was retired when he got inducted. So,
but either way, just really, really cool. I was like, I texted you. I was genuinely emotional and so happy and well deserved. And it's probably gonna be I've never watched like a Hall of Fame live because it's just like there's just a lot. It's like at the Hall of Fame next night is WrestleMania. So now there's 2 nights of WrestleMania. The Hall of Fame is just a lot to add on to it. But,
I used to watch him when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was a Saturday night because WrestleMania was on Sundays. I remember watching the Ric Flair one for sure.
Yeah, I should have watched. I probably missed out on a lot of like nice speeches, but I just like always like skipped it.
Yeah, I mean, the WWE Hall of Fame is interesting because there are definitely wrestlers in there that deserve to be in there.
Yeah.
And then you have guys like random, like Kid Rock is in the Hall of Fame. I think Donald Trump is in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's definitely some misses in the Hall of Fame. You're not missing a whole lot, but it is nice when guys like Rey Mysterio get the respect, the flowers they deserve, and like he deserves the Hall of Fame nod without a doubt. Like there was never a question that he's a Hall of Famer. It's just kind of like I don't think anyone was expecting him to get inducted.
I think like
I didn't hear a rumor. I didn't see anything where people thought he was going to get
I do appreciate giving him his flowers like early, but like
I wonder if like I don't want to be the one to put that out there.
He's definitely facing Dominic at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that this is like a sign that he's on his last leg, but really like
could be.
Maybe they talked about it. You know, they contract negotiations, blah 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 blah, and they're like, we want to do this feud before you're done. I don't know. I mean, I could.
And then he puts over Dom, and then sayonara.
If they fight, I don't think he'll retire at Mania, though. No, I don't think that's too quick. That's too quick. But I would assume Dominic beats him. I don't think
he's still got. I think he's still got like
he can go for 10 years if he
really can. Really I want to see him go for like 1 or 2 more years. I want to see him like get back up in like a big like whether it's IC title or like granted he did face Gunther this year or last year, whatever it was. But regardless, I'm very very excited for Ray. I can't wait for the speech. Which I'm not too familiar with, but I guess Conan, Konnan.
Yeah, Conan. I think, who is he? I know he has like a wrestling podcast or something like that. I don't know if it's a friend or whatever. Yeah, everyone was like, Dominic should induct him, but at the same time, it's like, that kind of like, I understand like that's something where you can kind of, take away from breaking character, but yeah, I don't think that would have made too much sense. I'm not really too familiar with that guy either, but I'm sure that they're good friends.
So who else? This is kind of like a shot in the dark because the Hall of Fame is like you never fucking know.
It's him.
But I was gonna ask who else do you see getting inducted? I mean, these two already out the gate, two that shot in the dark wouldn't have guessed. Like who knows? Right.
I mean, I actually wrote an article on ClutchPoints.com about some superstars that could get inducted. A few that I mentioned, Batista was one of them. I would love to see Umaga get inducted at some point.
That would be a good one.
I think Umaga would be a good one. I don't think
this year would be good for it, though.
A great year with the whole bloodline thing going on, the whole tying and family stuff. Because Umaga never won a world championship, but for being just, for me at least, like in my childhood, he was like the scariest superstar. Like you were terrified of him. He played his character so well. A very good mid-card champion. Very well respected. He's one of those guys. He was a big locker room like leader. All the guys in the back loved him. And another person I actually thought of too was Michelle McCool. I thought she'd be a good nod as well. A lot of these too, like some people, like sometimes they wait based off a location. So like let's say they have it in Canada one year. They're probably going to wait for like a Trish Stratus to induct her in her home country or something. So they kind of like, that's why I'm kind of surprised or be surprised.
Well, because Ray is from San Diego, so that's at least in the same state as California.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm thinking like Batista going in this year at Hollywood, because he's a Hollywood star now, would kind of, would go hand in hand. But
I wonder where he's from.
I think he's from D.C.
Oh, I think I was going to guess Florida for some reason.
Because he has these the state flower tattooed on him, the pink flower. I forget what it's called. But he has the state flowers tattooed on him.
I guess if they go to if they have it,
if they go to DC, if they have it at the White House, Batista's getting the first nod. Yeah, I mean, they don't really do a crazy amount. They usually do a main superstar like Mysterio, a tag team, a women's wrestler, and then a celebrity. That's usually the criteria.
Yeah.
So, and
I also don't have an answer.
And usually like an outsider like Great Muta, who wasn't in the WWE, but is a wrestling legend.
I don't know. I think it's like there's so many people already in it. It's like I don't even know who's in it and not to even like give a guess on who.
That's why I wouldn't mind if the Hall of Fame turned into like a, 2-3 person max.
Honestly,
give like those specific people their flowers. Yeah, because sometimes if it's packed and loaded, a lot of these people like their speeches get cut off, so they can't give a full speech. They can't really say what they want to say. I think it was Molly Holly a few years ago, or some female wrestler who said that she had to give a less than 5-minute speech because of time, and it's just like that's shitty compared to someone else who was getting 15-20 minutes. So if you lessen it, they get more time to tell their story or whatever, and it just gives someone like Rey Mysterio, for example, just puts all eyes on him. Everyone's focused on him, which that's how it should be.
Actually, last year's was small. Last year's was just Undertaker, Vader, Queen Sharmell, and the group was the Steiner brothers.
Sure. I mean, I think that's how they should keep it. And then the Warrior Award they do as well. Yeah, I'm fine with keep it small. They used to do 6-7 people a year.
Yeah.
Which is too much because then it's just watered down. You run out of people to induct, and at that point, we're gonna see people like Santino Marella get inducted into the Hall of Fame eventually. Guys like Hornswoggle, which no offense to them, but it's that's just kind of what
it does get to a point of if you've been on WWE TV, you're probably gonna eventually get into the Hall of Fame.
If you were on TV, the fans liked you for a small amount of time, and you made people laugh, you're in. But yeah, that's just how the Hall of Fame works.
Another piece of news to move on real quick before we get into a lot of what happened in the shows. The Bella twins, no longer with the WWE, now going to go by the Garcia twins. Instant, almost immediate AEW speculation. Because Britt Baker tweeted out something that got since deleted. Saraya thinking they're going to come in and kind of join the angle of the Outcasts, and which
no,
I doubt they come back to. Why would they come back to wrestling if they haven't wrestled in WWE for years, get out of their contract to do their reality and fashion stuff, and then you know what, fuck it, we're gonna sign to AEW and do. I mean, I'd be down for it. Kinda.
Money talks at the end of the day. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. I don't...
There's no way AEW's paying them more than WWE. That's what I'm saying.
You're right. If they wanted to continue wrestling...
They just wrestle in WWE, yeah.
You're gonna get your bag. But yeah...
They don't seem like two that would be we're gonna go out on the indie show and do some underground shit.
We're not gonna see them showing up in Ring of Honor or anything like that. No. Yeah, I don't think this has anything to do with wrestling necessarily. No. I didn't look into this whatsoever.
Me neither.
I'm sure this is just they're down doing Total Divas, the Bella show, whatever it is, and they just...
I believe, I don't know if they announced a show, but it's they're teasing everything of they're basically going to go on and start doing reality stuff as the Garcia twins.
And I'm sure, what ties is the Bella twins, they weren't making as big of a cut as they will make now that they're off on their own and stuff like that. I'm sure WWE made a bulk of the money that came from these shows and all that stuff. So, I mean, good for them. I mean, you kind of break free. You can do whatever you want now. But just to kind of go back to the whole AEW speculation, I don't think they're going to show up in AEW. I mean, Brie Bella, her husband, Bryan Danielson's in AEW, but I don't think that's enough to get them to cross over.
No. I think at this point, AEW needs to keep... They have their stars in Saraya and Britt.
Just stop bringing in all these older... I'm not trying to say old washed up, but they haven't wrestled. They're not...
There's no way
they are, but
they're
not going to step in the ring and change the division for you. You know, and focus on who you have now. You don't need to keep adding more people like this.
Interesting. Well,
so...
I believe Ray just tackle what went on this week. At the top, we got. It looks like, I don't know if it's been confirmed officially or not, but it looks like, which they're taking their sweet ass time of actually confirming matches. They've been, they build up to these matches for weeks, and then finally it's officially announced. And you're like, I thought this was gonna happen. I thought this was happening already.
Sure.
Officially, or officially non-officially, Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew after they had that number one contenders match on SmackDown, and Drew and Sheamus, really, really fun finish, got the pin at the same exact time. I think that's going to be, it's the workhorse match, but that's going to be sleeper for match of the night at Mania.
I agree. So on tomorrow, they're going to do Sheamus, Drew McIntyre to see who will be the number one contender, but...
Oh, they are.
They are, but based on they're 100%.
They gotta do the triple threat.
I think it's either gonna be a disqualification, double count out, whatever, and they'll set up a triple threat.
It seems like the story there is neither of them can get the best of each other, so it's just gonna keep on being them tying.
Yeah, and then hopefully at the end of the match, Gunther was like, "Who's my opponent?" Complaining this and that. I think it's going to end up being a triple threat match, which, like you said, that has match of the night potential. That's going to be a barn burner. Now, I have a theory for you.
Okay.
I have a little, I just want to put this in your head. I want you to think about this. So Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt, that match is up in the air right now.
Right. Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
I guess so we'll lean into it. So right now the rumor going around is Bray Wyatt. He's going through some physical issue or whatever it is, injury, whatever it may be. The match with Bobby Lashley's up in the air, has been on TV the last few weeks. The feud's already kind of been lackluster. Now it's like, okay, now we're really not adding anything.
Bobby
to this
even
match.
like tweeted out, he was like, I deserve to face someone at Mania. So it seems like it's off.
So this is what I think could happen. This like the storylines don't match. It doesn't make any sense. But I think it would turn this match that we're going to talk about it'll take it to another level. So Gunther, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. That's like the supposed match, triple threat. How about, again, doesn't make any sense why he'd be involved in this. Drew, Sheamus, Bobby Lashley comes in, sets up disqualification, says, I want to fight for the Intercontinental Belt. 4-way match, bro. Those 4 bodies going at each other.
I'd be down.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Bobby is also, maybe a controversial take. Of those 4, Bobby is by far the most boring to me.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm not really a Bobby Lashley fan.
I think Bobby Lashley is in more need of a mouthpiece than someone like Drew or Sheamus. And I also think Sheamus he's been around. I mean, Bobby Lashley's been around for a while, but Sheamus has kind of been in WWE forever at this point. So everyone's kind of knows what he's about. Like Sam, he doesn't need a mic person. But I think Bobby Lashley's like a phenomenal wrestler.
I think he's great.
Well, you just plug him into this match. Like you have 3 big boys going at each other.
Plug him into this
4 big boys.
They need hard to convolute this story, but like he needs MVP, man. He needs MVP.
I don't know why.
You know?
I mean, MVP, I get like doing this thing with Omos, but he can do both.
Yeah, I guess they're just not doing the Hurt business. That's been pretty like dead in the water at this point.
If anything,
it seemed like some speculation.
But yeah, that's so.
I mean, hey, but with that said, down for it. I mean, just big body boys.
Bobby needs a match. I don't know who, what other superstar they can throw him in with. He shouldn't be left off the card. He's definitely going to get a match, I believe.
I mean,
hopefully. I mean,
I'm curious what more of this Bray Wyatt news comes out. I believe at the time of recording this, I believe that's still where we're at. It's just like unknown physical injury. A
lot of people were, and the thing, I hate rumors and I hate the internet because the first thing that came out, people were immediately talking about Bray Wyatt walked out of the company.
Yeah.
The company's sick of him. The storyline, this and that's like. Let's wait to see what actually is going on here.
As of 2 days ago, Bleacher Report is now said. Well, rumor. Bray Wyatt's return is considered more likely by execs. Yeah. So like it seemed. I saw something that like I think it was like a finger injury or some shit that like a genuine physical injury.
Yeah, exactly.
That's been bothering them.
People, I just hate when people jump the gun on things and just start assuming.
Oh, that's
because once someone says it starts spiraling and then. More people catch on.
I instantly saw once that came out. I instantly saw just like tons of things about like Bray Wyatt walked out. Bray Wyatt's done with WWE. He hates the Uncle Howdy shit and But no, it turns out his finger just hurts.
People get hurt. But yeah, so that's just kind of bringing that up. Bobby Lashley. We'll see what they do with him. I mean, the match could very well still happen. So. We'll see what happens there, but hopefully Bobby Lashley gets taken care of no matter what.
We got some Bloodline stuff that happened on SmackDown, but it all kind of leads into Raw and whatever. Cody Rhodes is which I don't know what I was gonna say, a good thing. That Cody Rhodes is like involved in like the whole thing because I think that was our worry at the very very beginning of like Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble. We were like, well, how is he going to tie into like Sammy and the Usos right. And like how is it going to like because like the best part of it was like the big multifaceted picture, and for a while it was just like, oh, we have this big Bloodline story, and then Cody's also facing Roman.
Sure.
But now like every week Cody's saving Sammy or Cody's coming in.
He's gathering the troops. He's trying to get Kevin Owens on
seems like,
their
right?
side.
He's gathering the troops.
That's what it's looking like. He's building an army to take down the Bloodline.
What so like on SmackDown, Sammy and Cody kind of took him out. Just so we're tying it all in, we'll jump to what happened on Raw with it. Kevin Owens versus Solo. What the fuck happened? It was so long ago. Expected the Usos ended up interfering. That was fun. What happened?
Solo won. I think the Usos just got involved.
I think that's it, right? They just beat him down at the end. Is that what happened?
I believe so. And then did Cody make the save at the end?
I don't remember.
I didn't see the first part of Raw, so I forget.
What the fuck happened? It's so much.
Yeah, it was only 3 days ago, but it feels like it was so much longer.
Here,
what the fuck?
While I look for this, it's gonna take me a second. While I look for that, talk to me.
I'll talk to you
about Seth and Corbin. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Nope. Austin Theory. Sorry, we didn't do a rundown. We usually have a rundown, and we just didn't.
We're doing the rundown right now.
Okay. Let's talk to me about Cody Rhodes and LA Knight.
Okay.
What a match! That.
Let me talk about LA Knight. Let me just talk about LA Knight.
Please.
LA Knight is a megastar. I think he has the potential to be hands down a world champion. He was in Impact Wrestling. He was known as Eli Drake. Very great wrestler over there. Was the world champion, won tag team championship, this and that. They had a live show at Madison Square Garden last weekend. Mm-hmm. And the reception that LA Knight got was incredible. Louder pop than Cody Rhodes. Probably arguably the biggest pop of the night. Because of that, WWE management reportedly is very high on him. Just like, because it's different. From what the reports I read to WWE, there's a difference between getting a great reception at like a normal arena in Texas or whatever compared to Madison Square Garden. If you're getting that reception at Madison Square Garden, it means something. And guess what? The next night, LA Knight had a match with Cody Rhodes, arguably the biggest star in wrestling in WWE right now. So
probably the biggest match of LA Knight's career, I would argue.
Genuinely, probably could have been. So I think we're going to really start seeing LA Knight get a very solid push. And he had a phenomenal show. I mean, he's a great wrestler. He's a great wrestler, but his character is so good. He is.
Yeah, I'm also pretty hot on LA Knight. Dude, I think he's. Yeah, I'm
promo work too. He's so good on the mic. He gets the crowd going, gets them involved. Like he just knows how to work a crowd. He really does.
I wish this is just a nitpicky thing on me. I wish he'd dress a little better.
Yeah, I saw you tweet
like just because like
the skinny jeans and the boots.
He's got like the ripped up skinny jeans, like the biker jeans, into the Chelsea boots with the fucking bright red t-shirt and then this weird vest. It's like, and this is something which like I'm like half joking, but like, there is a lot of truth to it where like Cody even made mention of it when he was like the reason I wear like the 3-piece fitted suit is because I want to, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically was like, I want to be taken seriously. Yeah. And it's basically like dress for the job you want is basically his approach for it. So the reason Cody dresses like that is because he wants to be a big deal, looked at as important, taken seriously. And like genuinely, LA Knight has everything. Just damn it, just wear different pants or something. I don't know. You look silly.
Yeah, I get that. I get that critique.
It's me being very nitpicky.
I can see him rocking a suit, a nice shirt and tie like Cody Rhodes.
A suit or just some sort of just like I'm an in-ring attire, like solid, just standard wrestling gear, whatever. I have nothing to say about that. But just I'm not with the ripped up skinny jeans and the I don't know. It's hard to take him serious.
I understand the critique. It's not necessarily something that I'm super nitpicky about, but I understand where you're coming from. The look of a wrestler is honestly, it's a big part of part of their character. I agree. So, going off of LA Knight, there's this other rumor going around. I don't want to be the one to start rumors and stuff. I didn't start the rumor. I'm just seeing things.
Hey, we're just talking about it.
So, last year, Stone Cold Steve Austin returned to WrestleMania.
There we go.
Right. There's been rumors, WWE's been trying to bring him back, trying to get him to sign on to a match with Brock Lesnar. He was supposed, Lesnar was supposed to fight Steve Austin at Mania, but Steve Austin said no. He didn't want that match. Probably because he's 50.
What'd you say, Brock?
Austin didn't want the match against Brock.
Oh, shit.
Probably because he's 59 years old and doesn't want to get suplexed and stuff. Yeah. So apparently he's turned down matches against Roman, Brock, this and that. Now, WWE pitched to Steve Austin, we have another guy for you. We got this guy called LA Knight.
Los Angeles Knight.
Los Angeles. Listen, bro, you're telling me LA Knight isn't going to be on the Hollywood, on WrestleMania Hollywood card? Are you kidding me? That's a missed opportunity.
I didn't even think about that.
That's a missed opportunity. That's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking.
But is LA Knight going to job out to fucking...
Yeah. 100%. Jobbing out to Steve Austin's different than jobbing out to anyone else.
I guess.
You get the rub.
But
I understand where you're coming from, but so I'm thinking LA Knight for weeks hyping up, I'm going to be there. Like, whether I have a match or not, I'm going to be at WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. He's out in the middle of the ring talking. Glass shatters. That doesn't even have to be a match. Maybe just comes out, does a promo back and forth, stunners him, everyone goes home happy. I would love. I don't know. I just
feel like they've done that for the past 4 WrestleManias.
Yeah, but it's different this time. It's in Hollywood. So I would love to see Steve Austin at WrestleMania. I think any match with Steve Austin is a luxury, and we'd love to see that. I would just like to see someone like LA Knight get his flowers, get the spot in the card, because he
with
the Bray Wyatt storyline, bro. I know he lost the feud, but he carried that feud, bro.
100%.
He looked so 100%. Good in that feud, and he is just. I think he's a very underrated wrestler. I think he's a very valuable piece to the roster. If they use him properly, they can make a big star out of him. And I just think it would make sense for him to get some sort of shine on WrestleMania weekend.
I think he would do well. Which again, WrestleMania is coming up, and they're not announcing matches. It's like, what are they doing with the U.S.? Well, I guess with Cena, but right,
yeah.
But I want
they haven't announced tag team belts.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, Sammy and Kevin. It's gonna be.
I guess Triple H wants it to be a smaller card too, less matches.
Not mad about that. Not mad about that at all.
So the matches get more time, and get more, whatever. I'm fine with it.
I guess there's not gonna be any big ladder match or anything.
But still, there's only been 7 or 8 matches announced. So that's only 4 a night. You still need more. It's a 3-4 hour show.
I guess they're still probably going to do the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which I could see LA Knight being thrown in that. Ideally win, but that's still not even a rub.
They've done that. I think one year they did it on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. I think it was during COVID. They the last few years, the Battle Royal has kind of just been no one's really cared about it.
It's honestly, if you win it, that's not a good thing. You're
do you remember Jey Uso won it years ago? Do you remember that?
No,
it was 2021. It was after he had the Roman.
Oh, wait a minute! I kind of, because that was supposed to be his jump start or whatever into
it started something. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Let me look at.
Because I was looking at when I was writing an article, I was looking at Jey Uso accomplishments, and it said Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. Forgot about that. Mojo Rawley won it one year. Matt Hardy won it. So many forgettable.
All right, so we got there's a couple matches that have been announced, but there's only 2 that have been subjected to nights. As of now, it stands night 1. Mm-hmm. We got Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. Mm-hmm. Night 2, obviously Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Shocking.
And the other matches we have announced that haven't been placed yet. We got Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair versus Asuka, Brock Lesnar versus Omos, Gunther versus Sheamus or Drew McIntyre, little asterisk, whatever. Austin Theory versus Cena, Trish, Lita, Becky versus Damage Control, Edge versus Finn Balor, Hell in a Cell, which, we can jump on that.
That's going to be sick.
Oh my God, I was hyped. Thank God they're doing I'm glad because there's not going to be a Money in the Bank match. I'm glad they're bringing some sort of big gimmick match and one that felt important to WrestleMania in past years, and they're bringing it from the pay-per-view. And this now it makes sense.
It's ending a feud.
It's ending a feud, and even the concept of Hell in a Cell. It's Judgment Day, and Edge has a history with
all the demon and hell references.
Right, exactly.
We're gonna see demon Finn Balor.
I hope. I did hear a rumor, which again, this is at this point just bullshit to even say. I did hear a rumor that WWE was putting that on the side. Demon Balor was putting that on the sideline for a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't hold any weight. I'm sure it makes sense to see Demon Balor.
I will say, if
Demon Judgment Day Balor. I don't know what that's going to look like.
All purple. That's what stuff like that. If he comes back as Demon, I think he has to win though. You have to protect that character. I think the only time Demon Finn Balor, I could be wrong, on the main roster at least. I think the only time Demon Finn Balor's lost was against Roman Reigns last year when they had the little feud a year and a half ago. I can't remember another time when Demon Finn Balor lost. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But if they bring back that it's a protected character. If he's going to lose, he shouldn't come back as Demon.
I think he should win Demon.
I think he should win. I think he should win. I think he should win this feud because Judgment Day needs an extra little push. Edge is
I don't know how much
Edge is a Hall of
Famer
going. He doesn't need much else. And I honestly think it would be good if Edge lost, because I think then, because we talked about it with Ray. Let's be honest, Edge probably doesn't have much. I was going to say
I don't know how much he has.
Doesn't have much left in the tank either, right? So if WWE, hopefully this is something that's crossed their mind, if they ever want to give him one last like title reign, like a world title run, right? I hope we see that. I mean, hasn't gotten a world title win since he's been back for 3 years, and it's been forever. If they do that, I think him losing to Finn Balor can kind of turn him into like I don't know where to go now. Like I'm lost. I don't know if I have anything left to give. Maybe a few people are like, you're fucking Edge. You're the rated R superstar. You do remember who you are? Belt split at whatever point, whatever. Edge comes back, just rated R superstar Edge or whatever. Goes on a run. Boom. Yeah, no, it'd be a perfect final character ending like run of the classic. I don't know if I have it anymore. And I also want the same for Ray. I want to see Ray get one last. I mean, if he loses to Dominic, he can just be like, I don't know what else I have, blah 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 blah, and sets the same thing up. I don't know, but then all this fantasy booking, even it all bases on A, if Roman loses, and B, if they're splitting those damn titles. Yeah, I know. We're really just reaching for stuff right now, but it's wishful thinking. Yeah. It's wishful thinking. That's gonna be a great match. This is the first Hell in a Cell match at Mania since Undertaker Shane McMahon. 9 years ago. 7 years ago, excuse me. Oh, still, Jesus Christ. So a long time ago. I was racking my brain. I think Raw just ended with Kevin Owens getting beat up. I think that's just how it ended. Was that the way it ended, or is that how it started? Both. I think that's both. Because they dragged him. Okay. They lured him to the back of the ring, or Solo lured him to the curtains, and we thought it was over. And then the Usos super kicked him. They dragged him back into the ring, and then just kind of beat him up more. On Monday, why was I watching? I don't know what I was doing. No, trivia night. No, it's trivia night. It's trivia night. Monday, night. Tuesday, Wednesday. There's trivia night. There's trivia somewhere. There's trivia night somewhere. How? I'm sure. I feel like you might have a. We'll circle back. I don't even want to talk about Brock and Omos. We'll circle back to it. We're jumping around here. Johnny Gargano's back in NXT. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is. I forgot to bring that up last week. So he's facing Grayson Waller at Stand and Deliver. Their pay per view. I think Stand and Deliver. So I know you're not too heavily involved in NXT. You don't, especially with the newer. Did he return last week? I thought he returned this Tuesday. It was last Tuesday he came back. So did he talk this week? So he talked this week. Okay. Shawn Michaels was like, "This is your opponent for Stand and Deliver," and they announced it was Johnny Gargano that he talked this past week. So when Gargano was leaving NXT, when he left WWE for a while, Grayson Waller attacked him on the way out. So Gargano was giving his last speech. Grayson Waller attacked him from behind, beat him up. That kind of just put him on the sidelines. So this is kind of a full circle thing. Nice. I mean, it's a hyped up match. It's also where Johnny needs to be. He's Mr. Takeover. He's not getting anything on the main roster. Yeah. He did get that win against Finn, right? Yeah. Which was, I think, it was like a cheeky winks of Edge, but I think that win also helped project Johnny into NXT to come back on a win. You can't have him go back to NXT on a losing streak or something like that. Yeah, so I'm interested if he wins or not, because like you said, it would be nice if he wins, just to kind of gain that momentum back, going back to being Johnny Gargano, the phenomenal wrestler who deserves more TV time, bigger matches than he does. I honestly think he should probably stay on NXT. You think so? Bit. I mean, what is he doing on the main roster? Yeah. Granted, I'm not saying it's his fault. It's the creator's fault. Right, I agree. But at the same time, at this point, NXT is a developmental brand. When it was Black and Gold, yeah, for sure, third brand, whatever. I feel like if you bring someone like Gargano down, that's viewed as a demotion at that point. But I don't think he's too good to be in NXT. What are you gonna do? So just to go back, I do actually think Grayson Waller should win, just because Gargano, he doesn't have to prove anything in NXT. I think Waller's he's an up and comer. It would make sense for and it's they're doing the whole Shawn Michaels Grayson Waller thing. So if Waller wins, it just continues that thing with Shawn, you thought this guy could beat me, blah 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 blah, and that could start. So also NXT, since we're on it. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship. Bro, I fuck with Carmelo Hayes. He's gonna be a superstar. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He's gonna be a superstar. It is going to be the youngest main event in WrestleMania weekend history. So any WrestleMania, any match on WrestleMania weekend, NXT, main roster, whatever, youngest match ever.
Like
average
the
age.
Combined age of both opponents.
Let's play a fun
Here
game.
we go.
Let's see how old Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker are. We'll
do Braun Breaker first. Okay. What's your guess?
24.
Holy Christ!
Really? I think he's young.
I'm gonna go 20. Holy shit! 26.
Okay.
25.
Right in the middle. Okay.
Oh my God.
25.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 20.
I think Carmelo.
I think
Hayes
he's like a little younger. I'm gonna say 24 for Carmelo Hayes.
I'm gonna also say I like 24. Okay. I'll meet you at 24. 28.
28. Okay.
Still young.
Old.
Still young.
So combined age is around 27 and a half years old, which I mean is still very young. Very young. So I think I don't.
Is he from Framingham?
He is. He's from Framingham. He's I'm not. I follow NXT in the sense like I follow on social media. I know what's going on and stuff. I don't really watch the pay-per-views or weekly shows. I will watch this.
I might have to watch Stand Deliver. I might have to watch Stand Deliver.
I think it's on the Friday.
And then when the fuck is the Hall of Fame?
Or maybe no, I think it actually might be Saturday afternoon. Look at when,
I think you're right.
All right, new game. Right. When is NXT Stand and Deliver? I think it's the day of the Saturday.
I think you're right, honestly. Start time. 1 p.m. on April 1st. That's night 1.
That's sick.
Big day.
That's a big day. We're not live streaming NXT Stand and Deliver. No. I'm sorry, everyone. I'll watch that at home to get ready for WrestleMania. We're gonna have a long week.
Saturday is gonna be crazy,
and Sunday.
Yeah,
we have big streams coming up. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to. I'm actually excited for that match. I think whoever loses is getting called up, and I think Braun is going to lose.
Makes more sense.
He's been the champ for over a year.
It makes more sense. So give Carmelo the run with the top title because it makes. Like you said, as the developmental brand, it makes sense just to cycle out the champion.
I don't like if Braun loses, or let's say Braun wins, or he's just going to keep being the world champ. You've already seen what he can do as the world champ. He loses, what is he going to stick around to win it back again?
And then here's what's going to happen as we kind of played around with on last week's episode. John Cena squashes Austin Theory. Next night on Raw, open challenge for the U.S. Championship. Braun Breaker, Monday after Mania. Braun Breaker beats Cena. Little passing the torch moment.
Talk about creating a new star. It could.
I think that stuff. I don't know.
I'm not arguing with you. I do like the sound of that.
And you could even swap in Carmelo Hayes in that spot. Sure. Either way.
So I think Carmelo Hayes should win because I think it would make more sense for WWE to call up a former world champion. Give Carmelo the time as a world champion. You can, by all means, he's good enough to get called up now. But I think if you let him have a run as the NXT champion, he'll be more. You can legitimize him more before he gets called up. People will take him more seriously. So yeah, that's our. Once every few months we talk about NXT. So that's NXT talk.
I will. Here's my promise on the podcast, and I'm allowed to break if I want.
That's my promise.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll probably maybe promise to watch NXT Stand and Deliver because what else am I doing?
At least the last
Saturday?
match. At least the main event. We have Peacock.
Yeah. What else is on? We do have Peacock. Actually, I might not have Peacock anymore. I'm gonna have to use your Peacock. You have Peacock?
Yeah, I do have Peacock.
I have to use yours.
What happened to your Peacock?
So I got it. So. What
happened to your Peacock?
Why? What happened to your Peacock?
Why happened to your Peacock? Mine's fine. What's wrong with yours?
Well, this is a dumb little tangent, but my parents are cutting the cord. To get rid of cable.
They did that for me with Netflix, bro. They kicked me off of the Netflix.
So they got rid of cable, and with their cable package, they got Peacock for free. So I was just using the free Peacock account. You know what I mean? But they stopped doing that.
You know what's fucked is that I got taken off the Netflix, but I gave them my HBO the other day. How good of a son am I? And I know you guys are watching right now. I love you guys. It's all jokes.
Bro, I had to hop on because I would use. Again, I would sign into Xfinity. Yeah. I know this is riveting, but I'd sign into Xfinity.
NXT jumping right into our network cable issues.
I would use my parents' Xfinity login to watch Raw, to watch the cable Raw, NXT, whatever. You sign in through a cable, and you can watch the USA Network through the Roku or whatever the fuck. But they got rid of the cable, so I'm like, oh shit. how am I gonna do my job?
How am I supposed to watch a Monday Night Raw now?
So I'm a Sling TV guy now.
Okay.
I
I know a few people that have Sling TV. Okay. Slinging it around.
That's
okay.
up. Slinging it around the Peacock. I'm gonna sign into my Peacock. Let's see if I even. There's no shot. It's gonna be like, fuck you.
Oh.
Here we go.
Wait a minute.
Maybe it gives you like the one more month. Wait a minute. Maybe I think
you're in.
Why do I have it?
It seems like you're.
Maybe I have it temporarily. I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like
it's something to look into. It still says I'm still sneaking a buy on Xfinity. I'm not.
That's their problem.
That's for them to figure out.
Yeah, that's your Peacock. Hope you're not watching.
Jesus.
Okay, so back to wrestling. Well, that was about wrestling. Let's talk more about wrestling.
Last note, unless there's something that you can think of for WWE, it was a pretty for a road to WrestleMania. A couple episodes. It was like a pretty standard. Just stories got built, but like it wasn't anything crazy. Unless there's something I'm forgetting.
You want to talk about stories getting built? You want to talk about the match at WrestleMania?
We got Glock Lesnar versus Omos, baby. And I saw apparently on Twitter where we are not alone in the internet wrestling community of shitting on this match, and we're gonna still. My attitude hasn't changed. I don't want to speak for you, but apparently people like it. On YouTube, it's of the week. It was the fastest to get 1 million views, and it was WWE's best performing clip of the clips they put out that week or whatever.
Views, and then I noticed on YouTube you don't see dislikes now.
You do not see dislikes anymore.
So
that's fine.
Listen, views are views, but I don't know if that necessarily translates to people liking it too much. Hey, people are definitely tuning in to see what's going on. That's for sure.
1.2 million views.
Let me tell you something. I did watch the video on Twitter, the clip of them in the ring together. Dude, Omos is
he's huge.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. I will say, if Brock Lesnar F5s him at WrestleMania, that shit's gonna be lit. If he can lift him up and do that, that's gonna be one of the most impressive things I've ever seen, I think.
This comment says, I don't want to see Brick retire. I don't want to see Brick retire. Yeah, so you keep saying, I'm sure you're right. I don't think it's as crazy of a thing. I don't think F5ing Omos is that crazy of a thing. He's a big guy, but it's
I think I just want to see Omos get F5'd.
No, yeah, I'm with you. But I don't think it's going to be this big Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan.
I'm not trying to make it seem like it's going to be like that moment, but look how the size difference is big. Crazy, dude.
I'm not trying to underplay it. He is looking at he is big.
But that's all he is. He's just a big body. And then look at this. You can't even throw him over the ring. Brock is doing it. Brock is doing his damnedest to carry this.
And
if you notice, if the cameras keep rolling, you see Brock walk out of the arena and then leave right after.
It's all right, I'm going to go home.
All right, I get thrown over the top rope, and that's that. I mean, listen, obviously, Brock Lesnar had to have approved of the match. He's on board with it, of course. I don't know. I mean, I'm still I just don't care about it. I don't know if the match is necessarily going to be bad. I just don't care about it. I just don't.
It's going to be...
There's I can name you 10, 20 other superstars I'd rather Brock Lesnar face at Mania.
It's going to be interesting because a lot of the times, when the past years, Brock has faced smaller guys that... I'm not saying one carries the other. Let's say when he faced AJ Styles, AJ was the one that kept the pace and set the tone, and Brock bounces off of that well.
Yeah. Two of his best matches were against AJ and Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series. Mm-hmm.
So now Brock doesn't have that. I think Brock can carry a match, but Brock doesn't have that other side of the ring to now bounce off of and elevate it.
He really has to
literally carry this match. And unless they've been keeping Omos quiet, and at WrestleMania we're whoa, Omos is actually pretty good, and he's whatever. And granted, I'm sure being that big and tall, it's I'm not saying he needs to be the fastest guy. I'm sure it's hard to move around and do these crazy wrestling standard stuff, getting the benefit of the doubt. But I don't know. again, at the end of the day, when we're watching WrestleMania and I got 2 Coors Banquets in me, am I gonna like
Just
seeing?
2? Oh my god!
Well, it's gonna be early in the night. I think it's gonna be early in the night.
That's not gonna be the main event.
No, it's gonna be.
What are you talking about?
When this is the start of the night and I am 8 Coors Banquets deep leading up to the first match.
I got hammered during the pre-show. I got hammered.
I think it's going to be entertaining and fun. I'm always, as much shit as I can talk about it, I'm all for the spectacle of the match of 2 big guys.
2 big boys hitting
like,
each
it's
other.
going to be fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Do I think it's going to be the best match of the night? No. Do I think it's going to be the worst match of the night? Probably. But I'm still going to watch it. So
let's talk Dynamite.
Let's talk about AEW.
Dynamite, what a great show last night. They had the re-bar mitzvah of MJF, which I thought was going to be, they did like, they all danced around the chair, which granted, apologies, I don't know the a lot of the cultural terms, but yeah, they did a lot of like the stuff you'd see at a bar mitzvah and the parties, and they did all like they had balloons and he was dressed to the nines and whatever. Fun. I kind of expected a little bit more out of it. I thought it was gonna be a little more goofier. I don't know. I don't know. But then we got the 4 pillars coming down to the ring, which I like. We got Darby, Sammy, and Jungle Boy all coming down one by one to basically challenge MJF. And you also saw MJF took off his hat and his eye. Did you see his eye is fucked up? I guess it's some shit that was in his brain that moved down to his eye, and now his eye's all fucked up. And
I saw a picture of his eye was closed. Basically.
Yeah, it's all swollen and bloodshot. It's nasty. Nasty. I'm all for this. I can't remember when we've seen a multi-man match. I'm sure it's happened. Maybe it hasn't. But
so I think they haven't done a lot of them for the AEW belt. I remember for the Ring of Honor belt, it was Jericho, Sammy, Cesaro.
But that's what I'm saying. For the AEW title,
yeah, they don't do that.
It's just a really fun new approach to the AEW title. I like seeing the pillars.
They should have more triple threat fatal 4-way matches. They're entertaining. You get
honestly, in general, in wrestling for main title pitchers, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which I get it's the world title. A 1-on-1 is more prestigious, but we're in a lull of triple threat world. I think they do it for the. I've seen them do it for the women's title.
They did the trios last night. The triple
the trio.
Threat match, you know what I mean? But for the world title, at least, that should be a nice change.
I hope they just keep it the fatal 4-way, whatever they're leading up to.
It would be a sick match if they did a triple threat for the number 1 contender. That'd be
cool too.
That'd be a cool match, but I think it would be better if it was a fatal 4-way match. I agree.
So this says Double or Nothing, which whenever that's coming up, Double or Nothing will mark 4 years since the birth of AEW. There's no better way to highlight the company. It's coming from Bleacher Report than the way they're booking the 4-way clash and blah blah blah.
That would make sense. Let's see when Double or Nothing is. Double or Nothing is May 28th. So 2 months from now.
Oh, okay.
So you're telling me MJF isn't going to defend the belt for 2 months? I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, probably not. Well, also he probably isn't cleared with his shit. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hyped for that. That's gonna be fun.
What else we got? I kind of just want to. Honestly, I want to skip to the big thing. There's a lot of other stuff that happened, but we'll touch on after. But I think going into that, like you just mentioned, the trios match. What a main event!
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. I saw some of the clips. I watched some before we started. I saw the stuff on Twitter, but heard it was great.
The Elite versus House of Black versus JAS triple threat trios match. Really fucking good. Dare I say, AEW's back.
Yeah,
AEW's back. At least we're on the climb back, and I think it really shows. I mean, this is kind of a stupid comment, but it shows how much you need your stars. You needed Kenny in the Bucks. Yeah. You needed, you need your star power. I've been on a lull. I've been watching it, but it felt like we've been on a lull for a couple months. The AEW
Revolution seems to have turned things around.
It really has, and now we got this division, this trios title division, because afterward, this is probably some of the clips you saw, but after the match, House of Black win, they retain. I think that was great. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad they're not flip-flopping it. And then, but other trios came out. The Dark Order comes out. Blackpool Combat Club comes out. And then Hangman comes out. Hangman's in the middle of the ring. Did you see this clip?
That, yeah.
Hangman's in the middle of the ring. Blackpool Combat Club with Mox, and like they're kind of like, you know, showing up and, you know, puffing out their chests. The Elite show up behind Hangman. Woo, to defend Hangman, Blackpool Combat. Listen, in this division, this trio, which I got something to say about this trios division. I like it. I'm very happy with it. Listen to this star power you have in this trios division.
I'm listening.
The entirety of House of Black. You have Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club with Claudio.
Yep.
You have the Elite consisting of the Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Stacked.
You have the Dark Order with Hangman kind of hanging on. You have, who else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing other people. You have Chris Jericho.
The Jericho Appreciation Society. Top Flight, or what's the trio name?
AR Flight. But like, you know, hey, given their respect, but like, I don't think their names are matching like a Mox or but like Mox, Jericho, Kenny, the Bucks, like all of those names in the trios title picture.
That's pretty solid.
So sick.
So because I feel like maybe this is just me speculating. I think eventually Kenny Omega needs to go back to doing singles stuff.
I'm sure he will.
I think he's great at building up the trios division and being with the Bucks. I love it. I'm not saying like I'm not a fan of it. They need to change it up, but with them kind of defending Hangman at the end, I'm wondering if, because it could easily just be Hangman and Dark Order in the part of the trios group, right? I wonder if Hangman kind of joins with the Elite, because that's kind of, you know, they were all together at one point. I think, what were the group name? It was like the Hung Bucks or something like that. It was Adam Page and the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
something
like
along
that.
those lines.
Yeah.
I could see, and this is just me this is based off of nothing. I can see Kenny Omega being like, I got to go off and do my own thing. Take like, you're in the Elite.
Well, because
like,
remember, this is like the Bucks wanted the Bucks wanted to choose, or wanted Hangman to choose them,
right?
And then Hangman went with Dark Order, and then Kenny filled the spot. Because there's a clip after the show where Kenny was the first to leave the ring, and then the Bucks were still staying there with Hangman. So Kenny's not sold on he's there for him. But he's not sold on saving Hangman.
I wouldn't mind another Kenny Omega Hangman feud too. I wouldn't mind another match between those two.
Picture this. Omega versus Hangman versus Mox. That's not a main event. I don't know what that is.
It seems like the Hangman Mox storyline still going on.
Yeah, 100%.
I think they're just kind of like throwing in other guys to not make it just one-on-one, but I can definitely see them having another one-on-one. Oh, and we talked about this before. Very happy Hangman is getting back in that main event scene right now. Yeah. I know he's always kind of been the main event scene, but now he's like back to being a star. He's back. He,
in my opinion, he doesn't need the world title, but I want him to stay in this upper echelon.
Feuding with Mox, feuding with Omega, have him feud with Chris Jericho. Have him, like, just being involved with those big stars is where he belongs.
So leading into kind of like what you were saying, it seems like, and I like this, it seems like the trios titles are almost taking precedence right now as like the most prestigious title in the company.
Sure.
Almost over or on par with the AEW World title. And I personally, I'm for it. Yeah. When have we ever seen, let alone trios titles, but tag team titles be like the top title in the company and the most prestigious? And that's what I mean when you have all this star power like Kenny and Mox and whatever, and they're all going for the tag titles.
Yeah.
I'm 1000% for the trios title picture to be like the marquee thing, especially while like it seems like MJF might not be cleared with his like eye thing, and they're building up to that next thing, and like not that it's going to take a back seat, but I'm fine with the trios titles taking the spotlight for a little bit as like the most prestigious shit. Right. That's so fun.
Listen,
I love that.
There's still new belts, all considering. If MJF is going to be, doing this whole reign of terror where he's not on every week, he's not defending, you need premier belts. And I think throwing all these main event stars in this picture is doing a fantastic job at elevating the belts. I've said this before, and I stand by. I'm not a big fan of the whole like trading belts back and forth. I want the House of Black to hold on to it for a while.
Agreed.
That's more just like that's the TNT stuff clouding me right now. But I'm not a huge fan of that. But they've done a good job. I think House of Black are going to be phenomenal champions. I hope they hold on to it. But It kind of reminds me of, and I'm not trying to compare the two, like WWE, like Roman Reigns being the world champ. He's not in every week. The belts aren't being defended every week. So over the last few months, what have they done? They elevated the two mid-card belts. So those two have kind of been like the top belts on Raw and SmackDown since Roman isn't around. So while MJF isn't around or doing his own thing, the trio belts, they're the one getting the main event matches. They're the ones getting the spotlight, which I do like.
I love it.
If the AEW belt is going to be off, you're going to let MJF do his thing, that's fine. But you have to elevate other belts as well. Clearly, they're not doing that. The TNT belt, do it with the trios belts. I'm fine with it. So,
and I was watching last night, and I think I said it I probably said it the past 2 weeks since like they've been back. But like, God, just Kenny Omega is just. He's just the best wrestler in the world. He's just the best.
Hard to argue.
He might.
Did he dye his hair more blonde? It looked like his hair was more bleach blonde. It could have been like that.
I was paying attention to the wrestling.
You don't look at the color of their hair when they're wrestling.
I was talking about LA Knight skinny jeans.
But it's like there's so much talent in that trios division. Like imagine a match between the Elite and a Blackpool Combat Club.
Sign me.
Are you fucking nuts?
Up.
Blackpool Combat Club against House of Black. Oh my God, that's a banger. That's a banger.
They need to kick Danielson out of that club. What's Danielson still doing in the club?
I don't even I think he's just kind of the mascot at this point or something like that. He's not even doing anything with them.
But yeah, so there was some criticism of like, well, it's taken away from the main title picture. But it's like,
they had a bar mitzvah early in the night.
Exactly.
Are you kidding? It's fine.
It's so much fun. We're seeing these titles elevated, and it's like, because I obviously wasn't alive or too young to watch when because I know WCW had trios titles. Like I've never seen trios titles before. This is so fun, and we get to see Kenny Omega and the Bucks wrestle, and I mean Malachi Black and Buddy Murphy and Brody King are like fucking in the. What am I trying to say? Spotlight.
I still don't know why Buddy. I still have a hard time picturing Buddy Murphy in the House of Black, only because you just have two guys tatted from head to toe, all this stuff, and then Buddy Murphy who's just no tattoos, big jack. I mean, he's great. I love Buddy Murphy, but it's still funny to me. I love the division. I'm excited to watch that match back later.
I mean, honestly, there's other stuff that happened, but
what's her name debuted after that? Valerie.
Something Valkyrie. Right?
Valkyrie, Tara Valkyrie, I believe. She's married to John Morrison. That's John Morrison's wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fun fact.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
God, lucky girl.
Honest to God, bro. John Morrison is like what you want to be.
Taya
Valkyrie. She was in WWE for a little bit. Tiny bit.
Crazy. I saw her. She seemed like she was the hometown hero, maybe.
Yeah,
they were in Winnipeg. She's from Victoria, Canada.
Okay.
She seemed like a star. I was like, I don't know anything of her.
She's pretty big on the indies, I'd say. Since she was big in Impact, and she's kind of just been she was in NXT for a little bit, but kind of just floating around indies.
She came out, showed her stuff a little bit, and I was instantly oh, she could be one to beat Jade.
Sure.
I was I think they did a good job in building her up and kind of selling her, and I was like, okay, sign me up, cool.
We'll see what they do with her. We'll see if they have Jade squash her and keep the reign going, or she actually turns into something.
I mean, she signed a contract with AEW, so they're keeping her around. So at this point, what are they gonna do with Jade?
I think she needs to lose so she can fight for the actual women's championship. I think she's good enough to this point where she doesn't need that belt.
I forgot that she's the only one that's ever held the TBS title.
The only one. The only one. The only one. Yeah. I mean,
and also it's bullshit.
I like Jade.
No, me too.
I think she's dope, but
it is kind of bullshit though that they are she's whatever it's 54, 55-0 or some shit, whatever. But she had a squash match last night, and it's okay, I get it. You're padding the numbers, and
they need to make it feel more special.
They need to be. She's over the squash. No more Jade squash matches. She's has a reign of 55 or whatever it is wins. She doesn't need squash matches to keep oh my God.
Yeah, let her actually put on a solid 10-minute match with someone. 15-minute match.
We got the first ever AEW International Championship defense against Orange Cassidy and Jeff Jarrett. Honestly, surprisingly good match.
Shocked he lost. Can't believe he's not the tag team and international champion right now. Should be a double champ.
Props to Jeff Jarrett. He was he showed up. That match was pretty good.
He can still wrestle, dude.
He really can.
All right, hold on. Let's play our favorite game one more time. How old is Jeff Jarrett?
One more time to close out the show.
I'm gonna guess.
I'm bad with ages.
I'm gonna guess. Oh, he's been 61.
Okay.
He's been around for a while.
I'll say.
I could have overshot it.
I'm gonna say 59.
Okay, that's a good one. 58? Oh, 55.
55.
Oh wow, he's
a lot younger. Yeah, younger than I thought.
Hey, for a 55-year-old, he can still go.
I don't know why I just thought of this. How old is Diamond Dallas Page? 66.
Why'd you think of Diamond Dallas?
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why.
They look alike.
I think I was just like thinking of how old wrestlers were.
Yeah, so he for a 55-year-old competing for international championships, not bad.
No, not bad at all. I'd like the international championship. It's All Atlantic International, same thing. It's like whatever. I don't, you know. I forget. There was a reason why they changed it. I forget what the reason was, but and honestly, unless we're forgetting something, it was a pretty regular week.
Let's go over some Twitter accounts.
Just
see if there's anything.
Make sure there's no curse holding up that after we
curse.
You know, like we're gonna sign off and it's gonna be Bray Wyatt. Ripped up his contract.
Yeah, that's what always happens.
Oh, Pete Dunne.
So, WrestleVotes put out a rumor, not a rumor, report saying that Butch is set to revert back to Pete Dunne.
Love it.
Something Triple H originally planned to do last year before the Brawling Brutes got over and plans were pushed back. That's sick.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
For people that aren't, for like newer wrestling fans.
I'm a big Pete Dunne fan,
people that weren't big into NXT or anything like that, Pete Dunne is one of the most underrated wrestlers on the by far. Pete Dunne... Almost every NXT match that he had, it was like a 5-star match. The dude is unbelievable. Before Gunther, he was the longest reigning NXT UK champ for 400 or 500 days, and then Gunther obviously surpassed that. Pete Dunne, Brawling Brutes are great. I think it worked, and that makes sense why they pushed it back, because you have to kind of ride the hot hand there. But
Sheamus is kind of moving on from it.
He's doing his own thing now. It's time for...
Sorry, Ridge.
It's... Hey, someone's got to get the shit end of the stick. But Pete Dunne coming back, he'll be big for the mid-card division, competing for the IC belt or even the United States belt.
I think so, too.
He'll put on some good matches.
Bring back the Bruiserweight.
That would be so... Just his attire. I mean, he has been wearing his attire, but I'm just excited to see him back.
Take off the hat, you know?
Yeah, I think you get rid of all of that. Just like the hat, the pants, the checkered pants, or just go back to being the Bruiserweight. Bianca Belair has officially made history as she becomes the longest reigning black male or female champion in WWE history.
Whoa.
Surpassing MVP's record of 343 days as the U.S. champion. And I don't know, 343 days, so when WrestleMania hit, I think she might just miss out on a full year, depending on what night their match is.
Oh, she's facing Asuka.
She's going to lose.
I think so.
So on the 14th, today is the 16th, so today would be 345. Oh, no. Oh, ooh. She might just miss out on close? I think she's going to miss out on like a few days.
Damn. Tough. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Hey, that's an amazing
accomplishment.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Accomplishment. Well deserved.
Because it reminded me, if Butch changed his name to Pete Dunne, that reminded me of like, 2K23 is going to be out of date for him. But you got the game.
I did get the game.
How is it?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, you haven't played it yet?
I have not played it yet. So I got the pre-order. It came out Tuesday. I think the actual game came out today or tomorrow. It comes out officially.
If it came out today, I'm not editing the podcast.
So I haven't played it yet, but I've seen like all the clips and shit.
I think it comes out tomorrow.
I'm definitely playing the showcase mode with Cena. It's so it looks very cool. The graphics are unbelievable. There was a screenshot of Randy Orton's.
I've been watching some Twitch streams
from 2009, Oh my God, it looks just like him. It is nuts.
Shout out, friend of the pod. I don't know if you follow him. Do you know this guy? Very High Life.
I don't think we follow each other.
He's like a wrestling personality. He follows our stuff. Cool guy. But I caught his Twitch stream the other day of him just playing. I forget what he was playing. He was just like playing something, doing matches, trying to do achievements, and bro, the game looks sick.
So
even like the camera angles and like 2K, it looks good.
2K put more into this WWE game this year than any NBA 2K game they put in the last 5 years. I think honestly, 2K cares more about the WWE games than 2K. I don't know if it comes down to the deal they have with them, but they.
I think with like the NBA games, they can just swap jerseys and it's a new.
Well,
game.
That's the thing. Each year they don't update anything. They don't change anything. This game is night and day compared to last year, and it's so good.
Comes out tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. I gotta edit a lot of stuff today, and then maybe I'll play it
One
tomorrow.
of the Easter eggs is when you get to the end of the showcase, you unlock a character called Super Cena, and he's invisible.
That's crazy.
You only see his ring gear and like his like wristbands and stuff.
See, I like that because sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
But I like that. Like WWE 2K is supposed to be a simulation, where it's like the AEW game is supposed to be more like an arcadey game, whatever.
Yeah.
But I like even in like the simulation type game, they still add video game fun stuff in it, where it's like invisible wrestler and fucking action figure scene. I like they do that.
And it's I don't know if you've like watched any of the videos on Twitter, but even the commentary team, like if you go AFK, like you walk away from your screen and no one's moving, they're like, Michael Cole's like, hello? Is anyone there? And
they do that in Skate 3.
Corey Graves goes, who are you talking to? I think I'm just speaking into the deep void right now.
That's crazy.
He's like, maybe next time he'll think to click the pause button or something like that. Yeah, they just did a lot of cool things in the game. I'm going to play the showcase. Also, one other little Easter egg. There's like it's in the My Rise, the My Career game mode.
Spoil everything for me?
It's not a spoiler. Okay. They're doing like a boot camp training thing, whatever, and they're just like, you just go up against a Ram wrestler. They go, oh, the last time something was this bad, it was back in 2K20. And that was like the worst game that ever came out. So like fun. Little things like that, you know what I mean? They just little things like that go a long way.
So wait a minute. So it says coming out March 17th. But then I can still pre-purchase it. If I pre-purchase it, do I get it?
Yeah, so if you pre-purchase it, I think it'll like kind of just download it already. So when it comes out, you can just play it. Because that's what so when I pre-ordered it, I downloaded it.
But there are people playing it.
Because I pre-ordered it.
But that's what I'm saying, pre-purchase. But that might not be a pre-order.
It's different. So pre-order ended. That was before Tuesday. If you pre-order it before Tuesday, you get it early. If not,
okay.
Well, you'll get it tomorrow. By the time it finishes downloading and stuff.
I got bad Wi-Fi. Yeah. I should probably pre-purchase it, let it download. Yeah. So I gotta upload.
That might not. I gotta upload the
podcast.
Priorities.
My Wi-Fi is gonna be
sweating
overtime.
Sweating.
Goodness
today.
Gracious.
I'm excited to play WWE though. Me and my buddies, we what we always do is we just download superstars that fans create, and then we just like go into Hell in a Cell matches or Elimination Chamber match and just beat the shit out of each other.
There's like a Twitter account that's been like posting like their creations, and like every day they're making like the AJ Styles Wrestle Kingdom attire, the Triple H, with this shit, the jacket on him and shit. Yeah. So like people are already going crazy.
People are very creative. People have a lot of time on their hands, and I love people that do that stuff because it just makes it easier for me.
Well, with that said, I think we're about ready to get out of here. Sorry, not a 2-hour episode. Not a 2 hour.
Hey, I will say though, the podcast before Mania, that's going to be a big one.
Before and after, I think there are going to be some long shows.
We're going to have a few long shows coming up. So
how many? That'll be so. I mean, we already kind of talking about it. Let me pull up the calendar here, and let's see what we got. Okay, so let's see how many episodes we have. So we got this one coming out today. That's the 16th. Then we got next week's episode, 2 podcast episodes before Mania. So we'll have this one on the 23rd.
Yep.
The 30th will be the big like predictions one and da-da-da.
And then the 6th.
And the following week will be the Fallout.
Oh my God. I thought about this last night. When we're done filming, I literally have to drive immediately to Connecticut for my my friend's wedding rehearsal dinner.
Wait, when?
That Thursday. Because the wedding is that weekend, the 6th.
Oh, on the 6th.
So his wedding's on the 8th. The dinner's that night on the Thursday.
On Good Friday?
On the Thursday. There's nothing Friday. Yeah, on Good Friday. No, there's a reason why we're having it on the Thursday. So as soon as we're done filming, I literally have to drive all the way down to Connecticut.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
Damn.
But yeah, at least we'll get the podcast out of the way. We'll have some fun.
So we're 2 weeks away here from Mania, brother.
We're in the thick of it.
We are 2 weeks away. Bro.
Big time.
Exciting. Yeah, and again, we already announced it. We'll do an official like graphic that'll announce it probably like the week of. But we will be streaming both nights of WrestleMania. Very excited to do that right here on the Stache Club Wrestling channel.
It'll be exhausting, but we're gonna do it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be. I think like I think this week is our not easy week, but like the next week we're ramping up into like WrestleMania themed videos, and then like the weeks after that are gonna be long pods. Then we're doing the live stream, so we got crazy. I would even argue because even the fallout of WrestleMania is still crazy.
Oh yeah,
so like.
Just the Monday after Mania. Right. Oh my God, we're gonna have so much to talk about.
We got a big 3 weeks coming up, so stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment. You can follow me at Raspy Taylor on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify.
You can follow me on Twitter at Dante on Deck, and then Dante Toro /Dante11 everywhere else. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Stache Club W. Those pages are actually growing. Like,
bro, I looked at the Instagram has like almost 4,000 followers.
Doesn't make sense. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
I saw that too. I was like, holy
ridiculous.
shit.
I like look every day and it goes up a few hundred and I'm just like, oh, okay.
I don't know how the Instagram is that. I mean, like, thank you, appreciate it.
Just post the shit you sent. Just post the shit you sent me.
And
the graphic. We posted a sick 2K graphic.
I try to like every now and again I try to like make a meme or like a graphic. It's like, okay, let's post something that's just not the thumbnail. But like, what are we gonna post? I don't know.
Come up, put your ideas in the comments.
Yeah, like 3,000. I don't know. I'm hoping all those followers lead over to our accounts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, the Stache Club account is going to surpass both of ours.
I agree.
The TikTok count is almost at 70,000.
Crazy. Oh, so yeah. It's like, follow TikTok too.
Follow TikTok. I'm excited for that to hit 100,000. Granted, like the means of the TikTok is to get everyone over here, but still just cool to see that.
We have to think of a term.
Oh, okay. What do you want to say? So if you made it this far, which this feels like it's been garbage time for maybe 17 minutes.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
A little basketball reference. You like that?
I do. That was a good one. What can we do?
Jason Tatum MVP. Jason Tatum for MVP.
Hey, right? Jason Tatum for MVP. And if you made it this far, put in the comments, Jason Tatum for MVP.
When do the playoffs start? Are we not even close?
Mid-April.
We're close.
About a month. Yeah, month away.
Oh, did you fill out your ClutchPoints March Madness bracket? You're not doing that?
I don't know anything about college basketball.
Bro, what do you think I know about college? You just fill out shit out by random.
Yeah, DraftKings has some promos going on.
So you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I think you can enter like brackets or something.
Yeah. Free. I'll tell you who I got Baylor winning in one. I got Texas winning in one. I got 2 brackets running.
Couldn't tell you.
I'm surprised.
Couldn't tell you this, dude. I'm not a big college basketball guy.
Bro, I just picked by the colors. What do you mean? Yeah, it's just,
I did.
Which I guess if you're putting money on, I did
win the March Madness bracket at Lumberland a few years ago. The one year that we did it.
Yeah,
I did win. Pure gas, but
yeah, that's why I like the reason I like it is to just see like, let's see if my intuition is right, and I just go.
Dude, honestly,
today's the last day. If you want to make today's the last day.
Do the games start today or do the games?
No, I think
tomorrow.
I don't know.
They might have
tomorrow. I think
they do have game. These are just. Oh, it does start today. It is
still in that bracket.
Oh, damn. Well, the first game starts in 25 minutes. So
go.
We'll see you guys next week. We have to go figure this out. But yeah, check us out on socials, this and that. Like, subscribe. Listen to this podcast audio form if you're watching on YouTube.
I always forget that.
If you're listening to the podcast, check us out on YouTube. Watch the full video there if you want to see us talk and not just listen to us.
Again, if you made it this far, Jason Tatum for MVP. Jason Tatum for MVP. We will see you guys in the next one. One for the road.
Sign off. Peace.